Namaste. Welcome to the second session of Module 4. The topic that we are going to see in this session is embedded systems, application and domain specific. Embedded systems are application and domain specific. Meaning is they are specifically built for certain applications in certain domains like consumer electronics, telecom, automotive, industrial control, etc. It is possible to replace a general purpose computing system with another system which is closely matching the existing system, where it is not the case with the embedded systems. General purpose computing systems can be replaced with most of the similarities, but coming to the embedded systems are designed as per the requirement, that is the application, as well as embedded systems will be domain specific. So the replacement of embedded system control units to another embedded systems control unit is not possible. Embedded systems are highly specialized in functioning and are dedicated for a specific application. Hence, it is possible to replace an embedded system developed for it is not possible to replace an embedded system developed for a specific application in a specific domain with another embedded system designed for some other application in some other domain. Let us look into the example of washing machine application specific system. An embedded system contains sensors, actuators, control unit, application specific user interfaces like keyboard, display unit, etc. One can see all these components in a washing machine. Some of them are visible and some other are invisible. Coming to the sensor part of washing machine consists of a water temperature sensor and level sensor, water level sensor, etc. Coming to the actuator part of the washing machine, it consists of motorized agitator, tub, water drawing pump and inlet valve to control the flow of water into the unit. Coming to the control part, it contains a microprocessor or controller based board with the interfaces to the sensors and actuators. The sensor data is fed back to the control unit and the control unit generates the necessary signals for the actuators. The control unit also provides connectivity to user interfaces like keypad for setting the washing time, selecting type of the material to be washed like light, medium, heavy duty, etc. User interface is reflected through the display unit and LEDs connected to the control board. The following figure given over here shows the functional block diagram of washing machine. You can find the washing machine control units over here. First, let me go with the integrated control panel with the user interface. You can find in this panel user interface is provided. User interface contains two main parts. First one is the keypad to set the mode of operation for the washing machine or time setting, etc., etc. And the second part here is the LED display, which will display based upon the settings given from the keypad. Next part is the level sensor. You can find this two types of sensors. One is the level sensor and second one is the temperature sensor. You can find both in the washing machine over here. Then water inlet pipe as well as water outlet pipe you can find. Then tub is there, inner tub as well as outer tub. Two tubs will be available and it will be embedded in a case, a body case will be available. So this is all about the washing machine diagram shown. Let me explain about the modes of operation of the washing machine. There are two modes of washing machines available. One is the top loading model and second one is the front loading models. Two models are available, top loading as well as front loading. In the top loading model, agitator of the machine twists back and forth and pulls the cloth down to the bottom of the tub. On reaching the bottom of the tub, the clothes work their way back up to the top of the tub, where the agitator grabs them again and repeats the mechanism. In the front loading machines, the clothes are tumbled and plugged into the water over and over again. This is the first phase of washing. In the second phase of washing, water is pumped out from the tub and the inner tub uses centrifugal force to wring out more water from the clothes by spinning at several hundred rotations per minute. This is called spin phase. General principle of working of the washing machine by using basic controllers, some mechanisms and integrated control panel. Basic control consists of timer, cycle selector mechanism, water temperature selector, load size selector and start button. The mechanisms include motor, transmission, clutch, pump, agitator, inner tub, outer tub and water inlet valve. The integrated control panel consists of a processor or a controller based board with the I/O interfaces and a control algorithm, that is the firmware, running in it. The input interface includes a keyboard which consists of wash type selector, that is wash, spin or rinse. Cloth selector may be for light, medium or heavy duty, etc. The outlet interface consists of LED, LCD display, status indication LEDs, etc. connected to the I/O bus of the controller. The other type of I/O interfaces which are invisible to the end user are different kinds of sensor interfaces. Water temperature sensor, water level sensor, etc. The actuator interfaces include a motor control for agitator and tub movement control, inlet water flow control, etc. So next is automotive domain specific embedded system. The major application domains of embedded systems are computer, consumer, industrial, automotive, telecom, etc. The figure given over here gives the overview of the various types of electronic control units employed in automotive applications. Inner working of automotive embedded system. Automotive embedded systems are the one where electronics take control over the mechanical systems. The presence of automotive embedded system in a vehicle varies from simple mirror and wiper control to complex airbag controller and anti-brake system, etc. Automotive embedded systems are normally built around microcontrollers and digital signal processors, or a hybrid of both, that is a combination of microcontrollers as well as DSPs, and are generally known as electronic control units. The number of embedded controllers in an ordinary vehicle varies from 20 to 40, whereas in a luxury vehicle like Mercedes or BMW, it may contain over 100 embedded controllers. The first embedded system used in automotive application was microprocessor based fuel injection system introduced by Volkswagen during 1968. The various type of electronic control units, ECUs, used in the automotive embedded industry can be broadly classified into two categories. The first one is high speed electronic control units and the second one is low speed electronic control unit. High speed electronic control unit, HECU, are HECU are deployed in critical control units requiring fast response. High speed means fast response should be there. They include fuel injection system, anti-lock brake system, engine control, electronic throttle, steering control, transmission control unit and central control unit. Low speed electronic control units, LECUs, are deployed in applications where response time is not critical. They generally are built around low cost microprocessors or controllers and digital signal processors like audio controller, passenger and driver door locks, door glass control, that is power window, wiper control, mirror control, seat control system, headlamp and tail lamp controls, sun roof control, etc. Automotive communication buses. Automotive applications make use of serial buses for communication, which greatly reduces the amount of wiring required inside the vehicle. The different types of serial interface buses deployed in automotive embedded systems are broadly classified into control area network, that is CAN. Second one is local interconnect network, LIN, and third one is media oriented system transport bus, that is MOST bus, MOST. The first one, control area network. CAN bus was originally proposed by Robert Bosch, automotive embedded solution provider. CAN supports medium speed, that is ISO standard class B with data rates up to 125 kilobits per second, and high speed, that is ISO class C standard with the data rates up to 1 megabits per second. CAN is an event-driven protocol interface with the support for error handling in data transmission. It is generally employed in safety system like airbag control, power train systems like engine control and anti-brake system ABS, and navigation system like GPS. Second one, the local interconnect network, LIN. LIN bus is a single master multiple slave. Up to 16 independent slave nodes could be possible. LIN is a low speed single wire communication interface with support for data rates up to 20 kilobits per second and is used for sensors or actuator interfacing. LIN bus follows the master communication triggering technique to eliminate the bus arbitration problem. That means the slave nodes will be keep communicating with them. The problem of slave nodes keep communicating with the master is called as arbitration problem. This could be avoided by the following master communication trigger technique. So next is LIN bus. It is employed in applications like mirror control, fan control, then seat positioning control, window controls and position controls, where response time is not a critical issue. Third one is MOST bus, media oriented system transport bus. Is targeted for automotive audio video equipment interfacing used primarily in European cars. A MOST bus is a multimedia fiber optic point-to-point network implemented in a star, ring or daisy chained topology over optical fiber cables. The MOST bus specifications define the physical layer as well as application layer, network layer and media access control. MOST bus is an optical fiber cable connected between electrical optical converter EOC and optical electrical convert OEC, which would translate into optical cables of the MOST bus. Key players in automotive embedded market. One more topic here, key players in automotive embedded market. Which are the industries or companies involved in embedded product development for the automotive embedded systems. Key players of automotive embedded market can be visualized in three different verticals. One is the silicon provider, second one is the tool and platform provider, and third one is the solution provider. Silicon providers are responsible for providing the necessary chips which are used in the control application development. The chip may be a standard product like microcontroller, DSP, ADC or digital to analog converter chips. Some applications may require specific chips and they are manufactured as application specific integrated chip, ASIC. The second one is tool and platform provider. They are the manufacturers and suppliers of various kinds of development tools and real-time embedded operating systems for developing and debugging different control unit related applications. Tools fall into two categories: embedded software application development tool and embedded hardware development tool. Third part here is solution providers. Solution providers supply original equipment manufacturer and complete solution for automotive applications, making use of the chips, platforms, and different development tools. So three different verticals are available for key players of the automotive embedded market. In your textbook you can see several companies which are listed under these three verticals. Say silicon provider vertical, or the second one tools and platform providers, and solution providers. The students are informed to go through all this, which I don't think I need to explain over here. So that's all in this particular session. Here we have covered the second chapter of the fourth module, embedded system application and domain specific, taking washing machine as an example for application specific embedded system, and domain specific examples of embedded system. Automotive domain specific we have taken and discussed over here. The important questions that could be asked in the exams are: first can be explain the role of embedded systems in the application domain. Similarly, explain the role of embedded systems in the automotive domain, to be the main two questions over here. Other than that one, explain the different electronic control units. The two electronic control units you have to explain, and automotive communication buses. Three different automotive communication buses we have discussed. That one you need to explain for answer. Then one more question could be: give an overview of the different market players of the automotive embedded application domain. Three different verticals are there. Those three verticals you have to explain along with the market players, the industries or the companies coming under these three verticals. That's it in this particular session, and thank you.